Okay then guys, what's going on? Cloud Plays here. Welcome back to another video here on the channel. Today we have got a bit of a frustrating one to say the least, and this is relatively a bit of a, call it a love note to PCF and Square Enix if you want to. This is something which really confuses me, and I really wish we could get rectified quite quickly, just because I don't understand the generalization behind where we get to inside of this game when we get to these problems. As of right now, the game is in probably one of the better states it's been in with regards to actual gameplay, the way that the game plays. The progression level still is a little bit frustrating to say the least, but the game is probably in one of its better positions over the space of the last year and a bit. And yet we hit this point yet again where the player base starts to deplete, and in a sole basis of the game being ruined by generalization of players and mistakes that are going on inside of what they're actually allowed to do. Now, we would say this was a PC issue, but as we're starting to figure out, a lot of people are now starting to find out that actually this could be a console problem as well, because people are now able to mod inside of the general console part of the game. This is not ideal, and this is causing for a lot of problems because people now don't want to matchmake, which is causing the matchmaking system to absolutely break. My confusion behind this is that PCF, Square Enix, the Twitter page of Outriders don't respond to anything that is within their realm of control. There is no sort of acknowledgement on any of these problems. There is no sort of resolution to any of these problems. We get maybe one post a week on a quote-unquote Dev News Thursday, where we start to see that actually they're working on some of the more irrelevant factors of the game. Where we're going to be at in this week, we are yet to see, and I am actually quite interested to know what the Arkan's going to put up for his next big article, as I feel like this is probably not going to get approached at all. We'll have to wait and see how that one works, but I'm really annoyed. This game for me gave a lot of what a lot of other games couldn't, and this game for me is also something which I really enjoy. And if we look at certain posts on Reddit right now, like this one, then you'll see that there are a lot more problems going on than we think. This one right here states that 5 hours ago, apparently joining strangers in matchmaking can make your mod disappear. Some of gears and weapons in my stash are also missing some mods. I guess I'll be turning off crossplay now. And we're slowly starting to figure out that by playing with other people, this is going to cause a bit of a negative outcome. This is quite nerving for people like myself, who generally do quite a lot of carries or play with a lot of subscribers, because realistically, there's not much that you can do to stop this. Not only that, but we also now know that Square Enix and PCF can't do anything about it either, with a person actually having quite a large issue with their Ascension level being boosted up to 200 just by joining somebody's game who was actually joined in with their friends. They weren't even matchmaking in that regard, and they were just playing with their friend, and somebody jumped in, boosted them up to 200, and then they left. Like, how is this even an issue? Why is this something that we're having to work on? Now, a lot of you guys will state something about an anti-cheat. The anti-cheat actually caused quite a lot of issues for Steam way back when, and this was why the overall anti-cheat was kind of passe shifted, or at least that's my knowledge of it. This is something that needs to be fixed now. It needs to be sorted out as soon as possible. This isn't something we can really be left with, because the game is already at a point where the grind is too long, the problems with loot is ridiculous, and now we're starting to have hackers and modders force modding people's accounts and causing people to just not want to play their game at all. Not only that, but somebody from our community has actually experienced quite a bad outcome on their PlayStation, where they had actually had their entire PlayStation account hacked because they were playing with somebody through Outriders. This was something that really upset me quite a bit. This person was quite a big advocate inside of our Discord and actually helps so many people. So what do we do? How do we deal with this? I actually have no idea. I don't know how much longer this game is going to have a life, and whether this is actually going to cause for a lot more problems than we think is definitely more than likely. My advice to a lot of Outriders YouTubers right now: start to look for a new game, because we're going down the same path we've been going down now for the past bloody year. And as always, we're completely hidden in the dark until we actually hear something, or if anything at all. We'll have another video coming up on Thursday when we find out whatever we find out. But the frustration levels are going through the roof right now, and I can't say that I blame absolutely anybody. This was just a bit of a message passe to Square Enix to say that we're making a lot of wrong focuses yet again, where I know full well that we're going to start looking at the balance options, and we're going to start looking at things of ways of making the game quote unquote better, but yet we can't even keep it down to an anti-hack system, which is going to stop people from being able to mod your game for you without any repercussions. This is beyond a bit of a joke. And a lot of you guys will call me a negative Nancy and say that I'm just moaning and complaining again, as I did last year. But if you guys have been following my Outriders content over the past couple of weeks, you guys will know that I'm a massive advocate for this game. I absolutely love it. There's a lot going on inside of it that is really enjoyable, and I've done nothing but play this game for the last couple of weeks. Where it is that this all goes, we'll have to wait and see, but I want your guys' opinions in the comment section. This video is going to be sent directly to the people at Square Enix, PCF and such, so please put your comments in the comment section and let me know what your experiences are with this game as of right now, and what it is that we're sat at for your general problems inside of the comments. This is something which is relatively necessary, and I'm hoping it's something that gets fixed, because I cannot deal with yet again another issue of the community being depleted down to borderline nothing, just solely on the basis that they're not looking after what it is that is essentially a credential to keeping this game alive. I don't even know what this sort of video is. We haven't done a rant video like this for quite some time now, but we feel like we're under no other sort of choice other than to post this sort of stuff up. This isn't okay, it's not acceptable, and I don't want them to think that it is. This is something that we need to get sorted, and I really do want a response from this one. That's just the honest truth. So again, make sure you post in your comments in the comment section. If you guys want to play somewhat of a safer game, then please do jump into the Discord. The link is down in the description. We have got quite a lot of filters going through the Discord right now. I've been working on it for the last 24 hours, where we kind of are trying to keep it down to essentially just like trusted sources. So if you guys want to jump in and come and play some games, then feel free to jump in and see what's going on in the Discord. We've got LFGs and stuff like that in there. It means if you haven't got your matchmaking on, then you can still play with some like-minded gamers. You just have to talk to people a little bit beforehand. That's all we've got time for today. Where we go through the next few days, we'll have to wait and see. Obviously, it's the summer holidays right now. My children are off school. Your children are off school. We're all trying to play games and still keep our kids occupied, so live streams may be depleted a little bit, but we are trying to keep on top of things. Over the last 48 hours I have been extremely busy, and we are hopefully going to be back to our general schedule very, very soon. I'm a little bit upset making this video. As you can tell, there's not a lot of enthusiasm and a little bit of like disappointment more than anything. I'm kind of was just hoping that this would not happen to us yet again, but the lack of care and the lack of give a toss is kind of leaving towards that whole movement. We'll see what game we're still playing, and if we're still in Outriders this time next week based on the outcome of Thursday. So let's see where we go and let's see what happens. Thanks again for watching, guys. Appreciate your faces. Sorry for a little bit of a rambly one, but that's all we've got today. I'll see you in the clouds.